Hello, students. Welcome to the online session for the subject of industrial safety. So, we have already started the module number 3 for the subject of industrial safety. First of all, I wanted to tell you that the subject of industrial safety is for the students of structural engineering and mechanical engineering. This is a PG course. Okay, so we have already completed module number 1 and 2, and now we are about to complete the module number 3. Model number 3, we have discussed the wears, types of wears, causes of the wears, effect of the wears, then lubrication, method of lubrication, type of lubrication. Okay, so now we are in the corrosions. We have discussed the introduction of the corrosion, method for the prevention of the corrosion. I'll be going to be discussed in this session. Yes, so yes, corrosion prevention method will be going to be discussed in this session. So first of all, the list for the methods of the prevention of the corrosion are: first, that is use of the pure metal for the machine, heat treatment for the machine components, protective coating of the machines, use of special alloys, change in the design. So these are general methods that can be used for the prevention of the corrosion. So first of all, use of the pure metal and the machine. We all know that pure metals do not have any kind of the impurities, and machine parts should be uh, properly made up of pure metal only. Yeah, we first the first line of this session, this use of pure metal method was that the pure metal will never contain any impurity. So if the impurity is not there, then the chances of the occurrence of the corrosion will also get reduced. Okay, so yes, but we all know that it is very costly to have the pure metal, but yeah, we can afford that. But particularly at some portion, it is 100% requirement for the pure metal. For example, a critical location where the corrosion can occur, so at that point it is necessary to have the proper pure metal, so that in particular weak portion proper strength will be gained by the parts, and as a result of this the corrosion can be prevented, and the uh, strength is also maintained. Slight deformations are generally allowed, but care should be taken in certain parts. So yes, by making the part with the help of a pure metal, the corrosion can be prevented. Heat treatment for the machine components. We all know that the rate of temperature is very much important for the stability and strength of the machine or any kind of a uh, part of the machine. We all know that the machines or the parts or a metal that is made up with the help of a high treatment heat treatment, then it will have a better strength. But if a metal is made up of cold working process, then we all know that there will be a residual stress found in that particular material that has been produced with the help of cold working method. So yes, the cold working method, the residual stress will be there, and as a result it will never remain stable. But but when material is made up of high temperature, then it will be hardened, and it will be having the high corrosion resistance. Corrosion can be prevented by passing a high heat through that metal, and such type of process is termed as the stress relieving treatment. Next is protective coating on the machine components. The non-metallic coating will play an means we all know that coating is very much required, so that the outer surface will not get directly exposed to the atmosphere. Atmosphere contains components like moist, mist, then vapors. So this water content in the atmosphere is very much harmful, and particularly it is the for most reason for the occurrence of the corrosion. So yes, a preventive measure should be taken such that the outer surface will not be in direct contact with the atmosphere. So yes, different kinds of coating can be provided on the periphery of the surface. It is non-metallic coating or metallic coating. All kind of coating will be provided. This coating will play an important role in the protection from of the surface from the corrosion. Generally 100 micron thick layer of fiber reinforced will be provide protection against the corrosion. The other things that is required to be used is explosives. Explosives can also the layer of provision of the explosive can also prevent the formation of the corrosion. Then 5 micron chromium. 5 micron chromium is what is provided on the surface. Then the resistance of the corrosion can be raised. Then metal cladding. A metallic cladding means a cladding made up of metal is provided. Then it will prevent the machine component from the corrosion. Painting. Painting is the simplest and easy method by applying the painter over some surface. Then it will not be come in contact with the means you can say that the outer vapor will not be in contact with the uh, surface. And as a result of this, the vapor is not there. Then the occurrence of the this uh, co- corrosion will also not takes place. Next is varnishing. Varnishing is very much important to prevent the corrosion on the metal or wood or any kind of surface. Use of alloys. Alloy is just a mixture of two or more material. So by adding the materials like nickel, copper and cobalt, about 0.25 to 3% in the metal, the corrosion resistance capacity can be increased. The alloy of the manganese and copper will slow down the corrosion process. The corrosion resistance property of the low alloy is generally reduced by 5% of nickel. Yes, when you applied by 5% of the nickel, corrosion property can be reduced. Change in the design of the machine. So various while designing or planning a machine for the design, various steps is required to be taken so that there will be no further change of it in the future. We have the valve pump and nozzle. That this valve pump and the nozzle should be properly designed so that there will be continuous drainage to it. Butt joint is very much needed where lap joint is needed. Insulation is provided between the two metals and select the metal according to their thickness as per the galvanic series reduce of the residual stress. The crack part should be uh, avoided because crack part where the oil spilling will takes place and as a result the corrosion rust can also be formed. uh, Give the full specification of the fabrication material. For the fabrication material, the full specification should be provided, and yes, it will protect the dirt, dust, and metal chips. Environmental emissions. Corrosion, we all know that it is generally formed by the chemical reaction between the metal and the gases. Okay, so if the environment is controlled, then the occurrence of the corrosion will be highly reduced. For example, I have one example that it would be treating the water in water boiler the softener to the adjust hardness, alkalinity and oxygen. Corrosion inhibitor. So some chemicals are found that that react with the surface of the metal and surface and surrounding gases to suppress the electrochemical reactions. So in this basically metal film is provided on the periphery. Inhibitors has the solution of providing the protective coating using dispersion techniques. Corrosion can be uh, applied via through the passivations. Passivations. We all know that a light coat of protective matter such as the oxides create protection over the metal which parts. Yes, the formation of this layer is affected by the environmental temperature, surrounding chemical condition. Notable temperature of passivation in this is the Statue of the Liberty, where blue-green platinum is formed, which actually protects the copper. So this is how the passivation takes place. Generally, the oxides protective layer is formed. It acts as a barrier, means it obstruct the corrosions. Then it is highly affected with the pH, temperature, chemical composition. So, and an example is the Statue of Liberty. So this is Professor Akash Sutar. Thanks for attending my session. See you in the next session. Thank you.